The days are longer and the days are getting warmer. So I think we have transitioned into recreational firewood burning season. And with that comes the need to make some bundles for the roadside stand. So today I'm going to be making a couple bundles here to put out in the roadside stand because, like I said, I think it's that time of the year when people are going to be looking for some firewood to take outside in their backyard, to their fire pit, or maybe up to the cabin, or on a camping trip, and they're gonna want some quality firewood. Oh, this stuff is looking great. Ooh, there's an all-nighter. Now you may be wondering, why am I putting 2x4s into my firewood bagger and putting them into a bag and calling it a bundle of firewood? I'll explain, but let me ask you one other thing. Can you tell me which of those is a piece of firewood? Is that a piece of firewood? Or is this a piece of firewood? If you were to look at that, which to you looks more like a real piece of firewood? Yes, both of these are pieces of wood. And yes, both of these would burn if you were to put them on a fire in your backyard. This is the piece of firewood that I want to burn. I don't want to burn something that looks like this. So for me, if I am recreationally burning firewood in my fire pit, at a campsite, whatever, if I am doing that, there is something about having real, authentic firewood that is just part of the experience. One of the growing trends out there in the market today is to enjoy your recreational fire burning in something like this, a Solo Mesa XL tabletop fire pit. If you were to enjoy a fire in a tabletop fire pit, whether it be a Solo stove or any of the other makes or models out there, would you want to burn mini firewood that looked like this? Little pieces of flooring scraps or cut off lumber? Or would you want real, authentic, mini firewood? So this was exactly my thought process when last week I officially launched Back 40 Mini Firewood, available at back40minifirewood.com. I wanted to give those people who wanted to experience a fire in their tabletop fire pit the ability to have real, authentic firewood. So the idea of taking something like flooring scraps or sawmill cutoffs and using them for a tabletop fire pit, yes, it is utilizing something that may be waste. But for me, it's just something that I think can be done better. And that is why I have been busy over the past 6 months maybe, getting all of this lined up and being able to now ship this anywhere in the US. Yes, I am USDA certified to be able to ship this. These are the boxes that the mini firewood comes in. It's perfect for pizza ovens, tabletop fire pits, of course, and even smoker grills. So now to give you an idea and experience this with me, because I think these little tabletop fire pits, and again, it doesn't matter what brand you're using, whether it be Solo, I've got one here that's a Warm Bond, I've got a couple other ones that I'm going to be doing a video on. No matter what tabletop fire pit you're using, I think these things are just super cool. You can sit on your patio, whether it be out in the country or in the middle of a city. If you have an outdoor space, you can have a picnic table, you can have a bar, it does not matter. These little fire pits, it's just something, I don't know, I'm not sure how many of you out there have them, but if you don't and you have the opportunity to experience one or pick one up, I would highly recommend it because it is super cool. I'm one of those people that I like I like tending to the fire. So I like being able to add wood in as the fire is burning. I'm not one of these people that just light it, sit back, and never want to touch it again. Like, I want to bring this to life. I want to maintain it. I want to nurture it. I want to give it a little wood when it needs it. I want to get it going, and I want to enjoy it. And I think there's no better way to enjoy a fire than with real firewood. I wouldn't want to take a bundle of 2x4s and burn them in a fire pit. I want to take real pieces of firewood and burn those, whether in a regular fire pit or in a tabletop fire pit. So speaking of burning wood, real firewood in a tabletop fire pit, let's light this thing up and burn some real Back 40 mini firewood. There's just one thing I'm missing to bring this whole experience together. All right, the missing ingredient, a beverage, whether that be an adult beverage or a beverage of your choice. That is another key element of the experience. My tumbler even matches my shirt. All right, so let's get the fire going. In each box of Back 40 mini firewood, there is also 2 fire starters. All right, with the fire starter going, I'm just going to lay some firewood, some Back 40 mini firewood in there. We'll start with 5 pieces. So now these things are called smokeless fire pits, but in order for it to be smokeless, you need to get the fire going. So the fire starter, and when the wood initially begins to burn, there will be a little smoke. Once that fire gets going, however, that is when the smoke gets burned off and it becomes a smokeless fire pit. All right, so there we go. Look at that. Look at that flame coming out of that. I mean, to me, like I said, there's just nothing better than sitting around a fire and just enjoying it. Whether it be for, you know, a half hour, a couple hours, a happy hour, however much time you have, I think these little tabletop fire pits provide that ability to, like I mentioned, wherever you are, out in the country, on a camping trip, in the city, it's just, to me, it's just super cool. And like I also mentioned, one of the things I enjoy with having a fire is tending to it. Like, I have a couple fire pokers. I love adding wood to the fire. So these little tabletop fire pits, I just love the ability to take, you know, your little pieces of wood, real firewood, and add those in. Woo! So when it comes to enjoying a fire, whether it be in your backyard, in a fire pit, at a campsite, in a fire ring, or yes, even on your patio with a tabletop fire pit, when it comes to enjoying a fire, I think it's best to enjoy that fire with real firewood. Not a bundle of 2x4s like I was making in the beginning, and not a box full of flooring scraps or sawmill cutoffs. I think it matters having real firewood. Hopefully tomorrow night for the Back 40 Friday Night live stream, it's this nice outside and we can have our first live stream outdoors. We'll have the big fire pit going, and I might even have the tabletop fire pit going. And if you have a tabletop fire pit and you want some real firewood for it, head on over and check out back40minifirewood.com. We'll see you guys tomorrow night for the live stream. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, have fun, and be cool.